You might recognize Trisha Yearwood's name from her award-winning country hit, but her stellar career certainly didn't happen overnight. She spent years hustling on her music and struggling to find her true love. From small-town girl to country music superstar, here's why Trisha Yearwood is seriously turning heads. Trisha Yearwood hails from the small farm town of Monticello, Georgia, and was a self-proclaimed nerd who had a passion for music from the time she was 5 years old. According to Country Living, Yearwood's mother was a great cook, and her father was a banker who also raised cattle, hogs, and chicken on the family farm. Meanwhile, little Trisha had dreams of a career in music. She said at a Country Music Hall of Fame Q&A, "Music, from the time I was probably about 5 years old, was my obsession. I was going to say passion, but I really was obsessed. I really didn't want to do anything else."
I mean, that's every girl right there. That's me in the fifth grade.
At 15 years old, Yearwood wanted to drop out of school to go get herself a record deal, but her parents wouldn't allow it. She went on to graduate from high school and continued with her studies. Because Yearwood was so close to her family growing up, she decided to go to school nearby at the University of Georgia, where she initially majored in business. But during her junior year, Yearwood transferred to Belmont University's Business Administration program in Nashville, where other notable musicians had graduated, including Brad Paisley and Stephen Curtis Chapman. She said at the Country Music Hall of Fame, "I really just wanted to be in Nashville. I felt like this was the place where the music I wanted to make was being made. So it was me kind of making a deal with my parents that I would finish college if I could move to Nashville."
When you're young, you believe you can do anything.
Yearwood began her career in music as an intern with MTM Records. There, she was able to gain enough exposure that she became a demo singer, and Garth Brooks, who was relatively unknown at the time, hired her as a backup vocalist. Yearwood went on to be a featured singer on Brooks' debut album, Garth Brooks, in 1989. She also got a job working as a receptionist at a record label. But she said in a Q&A, "I started figuring out that if I didn't get aggressive about it, I'd get to be the receptionist forever." Trisha quickly decided that it was time to start networking, calling writers, and taking whatever singing gig she could get. And it appeared she might have been mixing business with pleasure. In 1987, Yearwood married her first husband, music producer Chris Latham. At the time, Yearwood was in her 20s and enrolled in college. And she was still a fledgling artist with a dream of hitting it big. While neither Yearwood nor Latham have publicly spoken about their time together, they did stick with each other for years. According to Heavy, Latham worked behind the scenes in music production for years, but he's best known for his attachment to Yearwood. The two would ultimately divorce by 1992. After snagging a deal with record label MCA in 1990, Yearwood released her self-titled debut album in 1991, right around the time that she and Latham filed for divorce. Notably, her now husband Garth Brooks, whom she met during this chapter of her life, helped her make her album a success. Trisha told the LA Times in 1992, "I'm so indebted to Garth, and we're still buddies, but I can't have people saying Trisha can't do it without Garth and Trisha can't stand alone. Well, I just have to go out and show them all what Trisha's really made of." And that's exactly what she did. Her song She's in Love with the Boy set the precedent for her decade of hit singles, such as X's and O's, An American Girl, Thinking About You, Believe Me Baby, I Lied, and A Perfect Love.
My career that I had been waiting for 25 years to happen, when it kicked off, it was crazy, and it was like holding onto a runaway train.
Yearwood was clearly bursting with talent from the start, but no one was expecting just how far she'd rise. She went on to become the first female country artist in history to ever sell 1 million copies of her debut album, according to AllMusic. Later on, she became the first female country artist to ever sell 2 million copies of a debut album as well. Additionally, both her debut record and her 1992 follow-up, Hearts in Armor, went platinum.
There wasn't another female artist who had had a debut single go to #1 since, I think it was Donna Fargo, like 20 years earlier.
Today's top-selling country artists like Carrie Underwood, Linda Ronstadt, Reba McEntire, and Taylor Swift have sold tens of millions of albums, according to Cat Country 96. But back in the 90s, when country music was still very much a male-dominated industry, Yearwood's 1 and 2 million copy sales records were the numbers to beat. In '94, Yearwood married a second time to Robert Reynolds, a bassist and singer for the band The Mavericks. Notably, he was allegedly fired from the group because of an addiction, according to Heavy, and in '99, the Associated Press reported that he and Yearwood divorced because of, quote, irreconcilable differences. But while it was relatively short pairing, it took some time for Yearwood to forgive herself for letting go of a second marriage. She explained in an article for Good Housekeeping, "One turning point came when I was finally able to forgive myself for being divorced. Divorce is so common and accepted in America that beating myself up over it may sound ridiculous. But I was raised to believe that divorce wasn't an option. To me, divorce equaled failure." Yearwood claimed that she wasn't able to break through that mindset until she married Garth Brooks, which would be her most lasting relationship yet. Yearwood and Brooks had been friends for quite a long time before they finally took it to the next level and got married in 2005. Trisha explained in an interview with She Knows that the two knew each other for many years before she ever even went on a date with him. And it's because of their solid friendship that she believes their relationship works so well. She said, "I think we have a very strong friendship, which is a solid base. And I think that's really important because, I'm madly in love with him. But sometimes I get mad at him, but he's always my best friend. I think that's one of the really big keys. And also humor. We laugh a lot." In an exclusive interview with WBUR, Yearwood said that she and Brooks understand each other thanks to their shared passion for country music. She claims there's an inevitable advantage to being married to another country music star in that they can talk about their careers as well as the desires of their souls. She said, "I think that the advantage to being married to someone who does what you do is to be able to talk about what you do for a living and also to have kind of an unspoken understanding of the drive and the need and the desire that feeds your soul as to why you really feel not even like you made a choice to do this, but that you're called to do it." Without having had any biological children of her own, these days Yearwood calls herself a bonus mom instead of a stepmom to Garth Brooks' 3 daughters. Apparently, before she ever took on her new duties, she admitted she had never even babysat anyone before. She told Wendy Williams, "When I got married to Garth, I had a dog and he had 3 girls. So it was a whole different thing for me to come into." Trisha also revealed that she hated the term stepmom because of a connotation she perceives it to have. And when Jada Pinkett Smith once called her a bonus mom, she decided on that name for herself instead.
Stepmom has all those, wicked connotations,
Right,
With Brooks' help and advice, Yearwood learned how to be in his daughters' lives without trying to be their mom or their best friend. She explained to actress Marlo Thomas in an interview, "I'm a third voice. I'm a third parent in their lives." While fans already knew Yearwood as a country star who can light up the stage, they quickly found out she's also cooking with fire in the kitchen. In fact, she published her first cookbook in 2008 called Georgia Cooking in an Oklahoma Kitchen, Recipes from My Family to Yours. In it, she reveals how to whip up everything from chicken tortilla soup to banana pudding.
Definitely need more whipped cream.
Definitely.
And it looks good with her outfits.
It does. Look at that.
She went on to publish a second cookbook titled Home Cooking with Trisha Yearwood, Stories and Recipes to Share with Family and Friends. In this New York Times bestseller, Yearwood shares recipes and stories of picnics at the beach, holiday gatherings with her family and friends, and more. And in her third cookbook, Trisha's Table, My Feel-Good Favorites for a Balanced Life, Yearwood released more health-forward recipes that certainly didn't sacrifice taste. Think vegetarian smashed sweet pea burgers and chicken tortilla casseroles. For fans that have cooked their way through all of her recipes already, in a 2020 Facebook Live video, Yearwood teased an upcoming 4th installment. So, get your taste buds ready. Yearwood isn't just limiting herself to focusing on her own endeavors. She also likes to get involved in community work, and she and Garth work quite closely with Habitat for Humanity, constructing homes for those in need. Trisha told Parade that she even helped to launch Habitat for Humanity's National Women Build Week. Yearwood was also involved in a number of other builds over the years with the organization. The first time she picked up a hammer, she said that she fell in love with the work, adding, "I think traditionally and stereotypically, construction seems like a man's sport, and we wanted to encourage a lot more women to do it." Both she and Garth were raised to value being charitable toward people, and she says that it's not about being celebrities with money, but instead, it's about a, quote, responsibility to help others.
It's such an honor for us to be here. We get thanked, but we're like, no, we should be thanking everybody because we really do get a lot out of this week.
Yearwood may be recognized for her top hits in country music, but she's also becoming ever more known for her cooking skills. And she landed her own cooking show, Trisha's Southern Kitchen, on Food Network in 2012. On the show, Yearwood welcomes viewers into her home to share some of her favorite family recipes and to show off her genuine Southern hospitality. Trisha decided to start her own series that featured her family and friends, so that it wasn't just what she called another boring recipe show. Instead, Trisha wanted a series that was fun and real, where she could interact with others and be herself. So she and her friends swap stories and have some laughs, and then just happen to make an incredible meal together.
Alexa, play the new Trisha Yearwood album.
Here's the latest album by Trisha Yearwood, Every Girl, on Amazon Music.
In 2019, after an extended break from music, Yearwood released her album Every Girl. Before the launch of the record, she'd enjoyed a long hiatus because she thought that taking a step back was important. She had told the South Florida Sun-Sentinel in 2005, "I don't think it would have been so good if I had always been there. It's like they can't miss you if you don't go away." Fortunately, Every Girl quickly found its audience, and that led to her going on tour. While she said she was having fun getting back on the circuit, Trisha told She Knows that while touring in her mid-50s, she was busier than she'd ever been during her whole career. She noted that the purpose behind the album was finding songs that she really vibed with, since, other than a Christmas album with Garth and a collaboration with William Sonoma, she hadn't put out a record since 2007. In an interview with Pop Culture, Yearwood revealed that she's open to whatever the future holds for her, adding, "I have never been the 'where do you see yourself in 5 years' person. I've always been open to whatever opportunities come." Yearwood said while she knew she'd always wanted to do music, most of her success has come from rather unexpected opportunities. She also added that she's at a stage in her life and career in which she has the, quote, luxury to do what she wants. So it looks like whatever fans see Trisha do next, her heart will totally be in it. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.